What is the opposite of downvoted into oblivion? Upvoted into Skyrim. How do you measure how heavy a red hot chili pepper is? Give it away, give it away, give it away now. A couple lived near the ocean and walked the beach a lot. One summer they noticed a girl who was at the beach almost every day. She wasn't unusual, nor was the travel bag she carried, except for one thing. She would approach people who were sitting on the beach, glance around, then speak to them. Generally, the people would respond negatively and she would wander off, but occasionally someone would nod and there would be a quick exchange of money for something she carried in her bag. The couple assumed she was selling drugs and debated calling the cops, but since they didn't know for sure they just continued to watch her. After a couple of weeks the wife asked, "Honey, have you ever noticed that she only goes up to people with boom boxes and other electronic devices?" He hadn't and said so. Then she said, "Tomorrow I want you to get a towel and our big radio and go lie out on the beach. Then we can find out what she's really doing." Well, the plan went off without a hitch, and the wife was almost hopping up and down with anticipation when she saw the girl talk to her husband and then leave. The man walked up the beach and met his wife at the road. "Well, is she selling drugs?" she asked excitedly. "No, she's not," he said, enjoying this probably more than he should have. "Well, what is it, then?" his wife fairly shrieked. The man grinned and said, "She's selling batteries." "Batteries?" cried the wife. "Yes," he replied. "She sells seashells by the seashore." A Karen boards a flight to Paris and takes a seat in first class that is not hers. The first flight attendant politely asked her to move to her seat in coach. The Karen smugly replied, "I am going to Paris and I will sit wherever I please." The second flight attendant approached her sternly and demanded that she move to coach to take her proper seat. The Karen shouted loudly, "I am going to Paris and I will sit wherever I damn well please." The most senior flight attendant then approached the Karen, bent down, and whispered in her ear. The Karen jumped up and shouted, "Well, why didn't you say so sooner?" and stormed off to her seat in coach. Surprised, the first flight attendant asked what was whispered, to which the veteran replied, "Oh, I just told her that first class wasn't going to Paris." Here's the oldest dirty joke I know. Ethel and Gladys walk the same route every day, and they stop at the same bench to smoke a cigarette before finishing their walk back to their apartments. One day, just as they lit their cigarette, it starts to rain. Neither ladies brought umbrellas. Gladys, the innovator she is, takes a condom with the tip cut off and rolls it over her cigarette, so she can keep smoking. Ethel, completely confounded by this move, remarks, "Ethel, what is that?" "I need one." Gladys, "Oh, this, just go to the pharmacist, and tell him you need some condoms." So Ethel decides right then and there she needs to get condoms immediately. She takes a detour on her way home that day and visits the pharmacy. She walks up to the teenager working the counter at the pharmacy and says, "Ethel, I'd like a pack of condoms please." Teenager, "Ma'am, aren't you a little bit old to, you know?" Ethel, taken aback by this, "Excuse me? I've been doing this since I was a teenager." Realizing the guy working there had no room to speak, he asks what size she'll need. Ethel, "Oh, I need ones that will fit a camel." Please smash the like button, and subscribe to my channel.